This podcast is sponsored by nobody. Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today I will be welcoming back the gorgeous, the talented, the lovely, the ultra sweet Laurie Miller. She is a singer, actress, dancer, businesswoman. You know, she was one of the early founding members of the freestyle girl group Expose. I had her on last summer, and now I'm having her back on again. And we are going to nerd out on the entertainment of our youth, talking about film, television, and music that we grew up on. Yeah, she grew up in the 60s and 70s in Florida, and, you know, there was stuff being filmed there that I love that I wonder if she liked it too. I'll bring it up to her. And she's got a singing project currently called DJ Martinee and Oh Baby, and I will find out more about that. I want to see. I haven't seen the Expose documentary. I want to see what's the status on that as well. And it's going to be great having Laurie back on. Again, she is a wonderful, wonderful person, and I'm going to be so glad to have her back on. Hot August summer is cooking right now. I've got some great interviews coming up, and I'm just so lucky and blessed. You know, it's been a week and a half since, I had my blood work done and everything turned out, better for me. Today, my mom and we went shopping together for the first time in 3 months, since she broke her foot. And it was a struggle for her, but we got through it. And I helped her load up the car of groceries, and it was a fantastic day today. And I'm just so blessed because fucked up shit may happen, but also blessings may happen as well as this strange world gets stranger and stranger. So, yeah, here is my new interview with Laurie Miller. So, going back in time, do you remember the first movie that impacted you as a child?
Oh my God, you didn't send me these ahead of time? uh, yes, The Sound of Music.
Oh,
My mom took me to see that on my 10th birthday, and I was forever changed.
wow. I auditioned for The Sound of Music in high school.
And it's
And
funny that I would go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do
yeah,
right before you asked me that question. Do you
yeah.
remember the song?
Oh yes, that and there once was a lonely go third. You lay he hoo.
Right. She was so young and wonderful in it, Julie Andrews.
Yeah, I love that whole movie. I've interviewed one of the Von Trapp kids, Nicholas Hammond.
Wow.
I'm a huge Sound of Music fan. Yeah,
Oh,
that's.
great minds think alike.
Oh yes, yeah. I used to watch it every Easter. I think NBC used to run it like every Easter for like years and years.
Yeah, it's great. I might have to revisit that again soon.
Yeah, the first movie that impacted me was Back to the Future.
So you're much younger than me.
I was born in 1983, and
Yeah,
I was about three and a
I just
half.
started my music career in 1983.
Yeah, I was about three and a half when I saw it, and just like my parents used to let me look at their yearbooks, and so I always had that fantasy of going back in time and seeing them in high school and finding out why they're so fucked up and I'm so fucked up.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
What movie genre did you gravitate toward the most?
Probably musicals, and I remember loving the Goonies even,
Oh,
and
yes.
I was torn about the Wizard of Oz. Like I liked it. I always watched it. That was another one that came on every year. But I was more fascinated by how they make those monkeys fly.
Yeah.
And,
Like,
like the behind the scenes. I've always been interested in the behind the scenes. My parents are both involved in theater. My dad
mm,
was a sound technician as well as his other business, but my mom and dad worked a lot together in community theater, but it was like sort of equity eligible community theater. So
mm-hmm.
they were very, very, very organized and very interested in local theater. That's how I started, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're huge Goonies fans in my family. I looked like Chunk when I was a kid. I was fat.
Oh,
Yeah, they used to call
poor
me
cut.
Chunk.
Oh, well, that's okay. You didn't mind that, right? Because of the reference, right?
Well, it
Being a
drove it
Goonies.
it drove me crazy a little bit. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that
People
I
don't know those little comments off the cuff, like they kind of do stay with you forever, don't they?
they do. I mean, I can laugh about it now, but at the time, I just didn't want to be called Chunk. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I had the Hawaiian shirt and the red windbreaker as a kid, so it's
Don't they have
imitating.
conventions about them that where all the fans go and see? Don't they
Um,
for
they do
Goonies?
they do Comic Cons. Yeah, I know that. I haven't met anybody from the cast yet, but yeah, they do the Comic Cons. I think they're doing a documentary about the movie or something now.
Wow. I saw something recently too. I can't remember now. That's cool.
So, like, did you like horror movies?
I do kind of like. I really thought Nightmare on Elm Street was hilarious. I don't know, for some reason that just
Yeah,
made me laugh because it was so unrealistic, right?
right.
But and I loved Hellraiser because I love the special effects. I'm really into makeup and special effect makeup and prosthetics and all that. But the movie that scared the shit out of me was the Halloween movies. The
Michael Myers. Hmm.
Yes, because I could just imagine that could be real, that somebody could be just walking like that behind you, and even if you ran, you wouldn't get away from it. That movie was so frightening.
Yeah, because a couple of horror movies I love were made in Florida back in the 70s. That's why I had to ask. Do you remember Shockwaves?
No, but I do remember that. Oh, it's not going to make much sense. I can't remember the name of it, but there was a movie shot down here that I was actually did the makeup for because at that time I was putting dancers. It had to be like late '80s,
Right.
and I had dancers in clubs everywhere, and I used to do all this like bizarre makeup on them, and they were all
Hmm.
lit with black light, like just characters. And so they kind of sought me out, and I did about 20 dancers, all in like different character makeup and hair and wigs, and I could choreograph some of it too. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, Shockwaves was a zombie movie in Florida in 1977. Brooke Adams was in it, Peter Cushing, John Carradine, and it takes place on a boat. And these Nazi zombies are like coming out of the water, and it's really terrifying. Even though it's a PG rated horror movie with not much gore in it, it's terrifying. And
Well,
the kid from Flipper was in it too. Luke Halpin,
I remember that show.
of course. I mean, that was a Florida show. That was a very popular show. Um, yeah, and then
There was a show called the oh, now it just left me. The Skipper Chuck show back in the day, and I was actually on it, and
hmm,
I remember it so much. It was shot down here. Do you remember or hearing anything? You're way too young to know about that.
The Skipper Chuck show. No,
But he asked my brother, my younger brother, what he wanted to be when he grew up, and my brother said, "I want to be a mom." And we never let him live that down.
oh
No, he said, "I
man.
want to be a mother," and I said, "Yes, you are." There's another word attached to it.
And then Bob Clark, the guy who made Porky's, he did this horror movie called "Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things" in Florida, 1972. And then he did Dead of Night, and then he did Black Christmas, but that was shot up in Canada. That was like the first slasher movie, even though Halloween gets credited as the first slasher movie. It's actually Black Christmas.
Wow. So is that your biggest love is movie memorabilia or movie history, or is it more both music and movies?
Movies and television primarily, but music plays a big part of in my life too. My dad had a rock band when I was a kid. He was a musician, and so like I love all of it pretty much.
Okay.
What did you like for a comedy film growing up?
Oh my gosh, you're asking me all this stuff. You should have asked me this soon. You should have gave me
I'll give you.
a
I'll give you examples like
okay.
Mel Brooks, Woody Allen, Neil Simon, Blake Edwards movies like The Pink Panther, stuff like that.
Yeah, I did. I remember watching the Pink Panther. He was pretty funny. All his little entendres that he did.
Yeah.
Um, I can't really. I'm not pulling up anything right at the moment because I really thought you were going to talk to me about 80s and
Oh, we
Oh
are.
Baby.
We are.
Okay.
Don Knotts.
I,
He made some silly comedies in the '60s, like The Reluctant Astronaut.
I
Yeah,
yeah. What was that one that he did where he was a fish?
The
What
Incredible
was
Mr.
that?
Limpet.
Oh, that's so good. I've seen that movie many times. That I think was ahead of its time. And I really loved, as far as comedy, we used to always watch Laugh-In and the Smothers
Oh,
Brothers, and they
yeah.
were fantastic. They should re-air Laugh-In again.
Oh, it's on
So
Tubi.
okay.
If you go on Tubi.com, you could see
Oh,
full
on YouTube.
episodes. And
YouTube's my favorite.
yeah, I gotta tell you though, I could see why when they used to rerun Laughing, I could see why they cut it down because not every joke works. There's a lot of jokes in there that are lame.
For today, especially, right?
Yeah, they drag on too long and they're just esoteric sometimes. It's just not every
Those
joke
guys were
works.
probably partaking in some kind of,
Drugs.
they like yeah, like they were kind of like a little bit fucked up.
They were.
It was funny. I think it was funny because my dad really loved it and he used to laugh all the time. So it was fun to watch it with him.
Yeah, and they had all these body innuendos that I can't believe they got away with.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
did you have any movie crushes?
Only John Travolta.
Same with my mom. I'll tell you, my mom has wanted to be Mrs. John Travolta for 50 years.
Now, not so much, but back then, I have a story about it too because I don't know if I want to say this. Well, I'll tell you this story. I
Okay.
don't care. I met this guy down here in Miami that he was here for like a vacation or something, and he
Hmm.
told me that his name was Rick Foliacci,
Uh huh.
and that he played Paul Pape. He was his real name was Paul Pape, and he played one of the characters in Saturday Night Fever, one of the guys, and
Hmm.
that his theater name was Paul Pape,
Yeah, Paul Pape.
and I. Really liked him. He met my parents, nice Italian guy. He lived in California. He was pursuing his career so much so that he got an apartment and I drove in my little Carmen Ghia all the way out there
Hmm.
to to pursue this relationship with him, only to find out that it wasn't true.
Ah.
But as fate would have it, because I took the trip and I realized pretty quickly that he was not who he said he was going to be. I mean, imagine. And
Hmm.
I met this girl. I got a job in a flower shop there, right in La Cienega, and I was working at a health food store. And I met this girl named Lorraine Mason, who
Hmm.
used to be married to Dave Mason. Do you know who that is?
One of my dad's favorite guitarists.
Right. And he's in Traffic, right?
Yep,
And
Traffic.
she was working for Anthony Perkins and Barry Berenson at the time. And
Hmm.
I'm like, I've worked in every health food store in Miami. I've always been into it. I've been doing yoga since I was 13 years old. And I had all this ability to cook and to take care of people. And so I ended up hooking up or meeting Paula Prentiss and Richard Benjamin. Do you know who they are?
Oh, love them. Love them.
I worked for them as their live-in nutritionist and chef because she just had a baby. Paula was amazing, right? I
Yeah.
really liked her, and she had her little son who was 4 years old, and I had like a little apartment off their pool, and I wasn't a maid or anything, but I used to cook for them and take care of their kids and do art, and I had this little company called Total Care.
Hmm.
It was children, animals, plants, art, music, and dance. I would have never done that if I hadn't been for him bringing me out to California. And I met Anthony Perkins and I met Walter Matthau. I cooked for all of these people. That
God.
whole circle of Buck Owens, they were all like a little circle of friends. Natalie Wood, I met her. She was really sad and not
Wow.
happy girl.
Oh.
And Anthony Perkins told me, he goes, this isn't what you're going to do. You know, and at that point I was kind of going, you know what, this is fun, but I think I'm a domestic. And I don't, that's not what I had in mind, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I love helping people and taking care of people. And I was a yoga teacher then even. So I came back and went back to junior college and started doing theater with my mom because she was doing musicals. Got in that, and it's full circle because one of the first shows I did was Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. And I met this girl in the show that was really good friends with my mom. Her name is Andy Wyman.
Mm-hmm.
And Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, the movie, right?
Of course, I got a story there. My
wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me finish.
Okay.
So, because this is good, because it brings us right around to today.
Uh-huh.
So her and I had a part, I played Angel, but she's so smart, Andy, that my mom had her doing all the business. You know what business is on stage? Like to walk out and bring somebody something, or she came out at one point and pulled some guy's pants down, and there's just no way we were going to make it on stage in time because there was just a small dressing room. It was too crowded. So my mom was the director. My dad was the sound tech, and so I built this little dressing room for us backstage with everything, the table and the mirror and the lights and the whole thing, so that we could make all our changes. And I wrote her this card and I said, I hope our paths cross again someday. And then I crossed out hope and I wrote, I know our paths will cross. This was like over 40 something years ago. I'm getting my age away. That's who I work for today. She has 2 multi-million-dollar companies in the jewelry industry. I'm her creative director and her everything. I do production coordination. I do help us put together. We do 3 big trade shows a year. But I mean, it's so ironic that after all that time, that it came true that we're working together again. So it's a really awesome job, and I love telling that story because you just never know. You never know what everything means. Everything has a purpose, right?
Yeah, that is amazing. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of both of them. And yeah, so like my parents got married in 1981, and my brother was 7 and a half, and they took him to Disneyland, and then they took him to Universal Studios. They got to go on the tour, and they got to see Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton film a scene in Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Yeah.
It's so good. It's such a sort of underground movie kind of now, you know, but it still holds up. Yeah, I just love all the music.
At the time, there was so much hype over it because of the two of them, the chemistry that they had, and also too, I don't know, some people who were purists of the stage play thought the movie stunk, you know, but I like it. I think it's magical.
Oh, I thought it was great. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So Andy is like a sister to me today. Her and her husband run CBG, Continental Buying Group, and Preferred Jewelers International. Little plug for my companies here.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, they're a company.
So, oh my God, tell me about Natalie Wood, because she was a big crush of mine, and I love her. I had her sister on earlier this year, and just you saw her and she wasn't happy.
It makes me so sad to think about it because I remember her coming over to see Paula at their house. They lived in Beverly Hills, and she just looked so sad and so not right. Like definitely something was wrong.
Yeah.
And I didn't like Robert Wagner very much at all. He was kind of a dick.
Oh yeah.
But he was very ostentatious, you know. He was very full of himself.
Yes.
But Walter Matthau is the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet in your life. He was just so like he is, like he was.
I just love that guy. He's just he's a Jewish curmudgeon, and he could play. He does comedy very well, of course, like everyone knows. But he could do drama really well too. You know, he played a tough cop called Charlie Varick. That movie, 1973. He is so good playing a tough cop in that movie.
He's really a sweet, sweet guy. I remember they had this big brunch, and I was making omelets, and he was like, "I'm going to bring you over my house to teach me how to do this." And you know what Paula Prentiss was so famous for, right? She was in Where the Boys Are.
Oh yes, yes.
It pretty much cries through the whole movie.
Yeah.
And she was just known for her crying.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Cary Grant was another crush of mine. My mom had a paperback book with all these beautiful black and white pictures of him, and
your mom had a crush on him. You just said you did.
I did as well, but He
I
was
get it.
he was a big one. Yeah. Were there any movie characters that you could relate to the most?
Um, well, not that comes to the top of my head, other than maybe Julie Andrews' character, and also the Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. That whole thing about dreaming and wanting to be somewhere else when everything is right there for you.
Mm-hmm.
That whole story behind that, and just being brave enough, or getting lost in your dreams and your wishes and your
Yeah.
your
I have
stories we tell.
I have two very interesting ones. Peter Sellers in Being There,
Yeah.
because like him, I have autism, and I can say the most simple things and influence people. I don't know how I do it, but I do. And then there's James Spader in Sex, Lies, and Videotape. He's a voyeur. I'm a voyeur too. Did you did you go to the drive-in at all growing up?
I remember going once or twice, but I don't remember what we saw, and I don't have a clear memory, because I don't think we did that very much.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my memories are more like my parents, because they were so into theater and music that we always had these big parties at our house, and my dad had this reel-to-reel tape player, and he had all the Music Minus One records
Mm-hmm.
at the time, and really good microphones, and people used to come over and just sing. And I remember sitting there when I was little watching them, and it was all like Nelson Riddle and Count Basie and even Stevie Gourmet and all that wonderful, wonderful music, and Count Basie. Did I say Count Basie?
Oh yeah.
And Frank Sinatra was huge. And I just remember, this is before I was a really shy kid, and I just was thinking, how can they just get up there and sing like that?
Mm-hmm.
I used to think that about my mom, because she started all the musicals, and I would just wonder about how she's so brave that she could just get up there. And then when she put me in the show, and I realized, because you're playing the character, it's not just really you. You're got free license to be that character and that personality. You're allowed to be big and loud on stage. I really fell in love with it. It was like, I remember telling my mom, like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to do theater and music. And I had already begged to get a clarinet, and because I didn't start singing until much later, and I wanted to be in the orchestra in junior high.
Mm-hmm.
And she did buy me a clarinet, and I was first chair clarinet for like 3 years, and I think that really trained my ear, so that when I did get brave enough to make noise and to sing,
Mm-hmm.
like from me, not it was all there. I can't believe I could read. I didn't even have to think about it. I could read music so easily. I can't believe I let that go.
Yeah. I started going to the drive-in at 2. My parents started taking me, and I can remember it too, because in hindsight you always remember your destiny, and you don't realize it's your destiny at the time.
Yeah. Did you ever play a musical instrument?
My dad tried to teach me chords on the guitar. I was not good at it. My fingers are fat, and yeah, there's lots of guitarists with fat fingers, but me particularly, I can't grasp it. I can play one note, and that's about it.
Maybe you should have played the xylophone. Maybe that would have been a good one.
Oh God, I wanted to play drums at one point. I took a music class in 8th grade, and I was having fun playing drums, but my mom was like, "No, you are not going to play drums, because you're going to be up all night."
My house.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to be up all night playing drums in the garage. No way. You're not going to do it.
Never too late, Tommy.
Never too late, maybe. Yeah, I've interviewed a lot of drummers on this show. I don't know. I have a kinship with drummers for some reason.
Me too. Is it because they just keep the beat? They keep it grounded, right? Who's the guy in the picture with you on your Instagram?
Oh, that's Ted Neely from Jesus Christ Superstar.
Wow.
I just met him back in June at the Hollywood show, and he remembered our interview from years ago, and I am convinced he is Jesus, because he's been playing that character 53 years, and just
Yeah.
he really is that guy. He's just positive. He's never negative, always has a smile on his face. He's just the kindest man.
Are you going to see the new version with Adam Lambert and Cynthia?
Well,
Have you heard?
as much as I am a purist of the originals, I'm kind of curious. Maybe I will see it.
Adam Lambert's like, I'm a huge fan. I just think he's amazing.
Yeah. So getting into television, we mentioned Flipper before, which was a Florida show. Did you watch Gentle Ben?
I want to say yes. I don't remember it very much though. I didn't watch a lot as much TV then as I do now.
Oh
I was
yeah.
always drawn or painting or sculpting or
Yeah.
making something. I was really always very, really creative.
Like
And
you
I would,
like you watch the Monkees?
oh yeah, I watched the Monkees. I love the Monkees.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they had a big competition? Like,
Yeah.
who do you love better, the Beatles or the Monkees?
Yes.
It was close.
That was so dumb though, because it's like the Monkees aren't even a real band; they're just manufactured for television. you know?
Yeah, yeah. But that back then the Beatles had their show too. They had some kind of a cartoon or something on,
Yeah.
and they had all the yeah.
Well, I have
But I
to
don't know.
I have
It was
to
a good market.
I have to say the Monkees became a real band eventually. They learned how to play their instruments and play their songs on their albums, and then
Really?
of course, when they toured, yeah, oh yeah,
Are any of them still alive?
just Mickey. Mickey's the only
Mickey?
one left. Yeah, I was so sad when Davey died. He was another crush of mine. Like I saw them live in 1997. They played Candlestick Park in San Francisco, and they drove off the field in a Cadillac. It was just perfect.
That's great.
Yeah. So did you ever watch like Star Trek?
Yes, and I watched it later too because I used to get a lot of costume ideas from that show.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the clothes and the costumes and the makeup and the special effects. It was really cool. And the
Yeah.
characters. And I loved all the future stuff. And I used to love, it's not a sitcom, but the Jetsons. I always thought that we would be doing that already.
Well, we
That
kind
we
of
would already have,
are, because you remember they
yeah,
kind of like see each other virtually. It's like Zoom.
yeah, that's right. But the jetpacks, and
Yeah.
the cars that they used to drive around in. It was fun.
Yeah.
And I like Flintstones too.
Flintstones. I was a huge Flintstones fan. Remember they had Tony Curtis on, and they called him Stony Curtis.
And Anne Margaret was on too, right?
And Mark
And
Rock.
Mark Rock.
Yes. Yeah, I
I always
remember.
wonder about those guys sitting around writing this material. They must be buzzed out of their minds the way they wrote stuff.
Oh, at that time, yes, it's quite possible.
Yeah.
I remember going to see Viva Rock Vegas, the second Flintstones movie, and they have a Mick Jagger variation. What was his name? Mick Jaggett, I think his name was. And I thought that was funny, Mick Jaggett.
I
Yeah,
wonder if they had to pay to use their likeness.
probably. Yeah. I mean, for the cartoons, they got Anne Margaret and Tony Curtis to do their voices for it. But yeah, for Mick Jagger, yeah, for a guy playing him, yeah, he most likely probably had to be paid.
Do you ever go to New York, Tommy?
I have never been to New York. I want to.
There's a building there. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll find out for you because my good friend, he used to be in the Phyllis Diller show.
Uh-huh.
And we went to get an archive of TV from the beginning of TV. And you can look up shows and you can sit there with a headset on and look at old TV shows and find out all kinds of information. You would love that.
Oh, that sounds like it would be fun. Yeah, because I do know they have the Museum of Television somewhere, and
I think that's it. In
yeah,
New York, I think that's.
I believe it's in New York. I believe they have one in LA too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that though. Um, Yeah, like did you watch the music variety shows like Midnight Special and Don Kirshner and all that?
Yes, and
Yeah.
Solid Gold,
S-
always.
Solid Gold. Oh, that was one of my favorites. Yeah, they filmed that over at Paramount Studios.
So I looked it up. The Museum of Television and Radio in New York City is now known as the Paley Center for Media.
Nice, nice. Yeah,
Everything in there is so crazy in there. Okay.
that's so awesome.
Information for you.
Oh, thanks. So, getting into music, do you remember like the first album you were given or the first album you bought with your own money?
I had 45s at the time, and I remember one record in particular was Dizzy, My Head is Spinning. Do you know who did that? I don't even remember who the artist was.
It sounds
But
familiar.
I had a whole bunch of records, and because my dad was a big music guy, so he had lots of albums. But I had a whole like little case of 45s. I wish I still had them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, like I was an MTV kid, so like I had Phil Collins' No Jacket Required and Poison's Look What the Cat Dragged In. Those were like my first two birthday money albums I bought with my own money when I was 8.
Wow, that's so cool. I just listened the other day to this podcast with Rick Rubin. Do you know who that is?
Oh yes, I is it Tetragrammaton?
Technogrammaton, and he had
Yeah,
on the guy who actually started MTV,
Bob Pittman.
and it was yeah, and
Yep.
it was he's such a nice guy, and he was so informative. I was just entranced with the whole. I listened to the whole thing. It was like an hour and a half, I think, of him talking about the whole trajectory of his life and how he just sort of kind of fell into everything. I mean, he didn't just fall into it. He was in the right place at the right time, and he was super smart. But it's really interesting to hear the story and how they make these deals and how he bought Six Flags and what he did with that. And he's still working. He keeps trying to retire, but he
Yeah,
loves what he does.
that was a great interview. I heard that interview too. I listen to Tetragrammaton every week. I really really like that podcast.
Dude, so informative. He's such a good interviewer, right?
He is. Did you hear the one he did with Gene Simmons?
No, I should go back and did I? I should go back and because I listen to them all because I'm a subscriber.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. It's like 2.5 hours long, and I have never heard Gene Simmons be so candid and vulnerable, and actually nice for a change because he's usually a jerk in every interview he does. But this one,
really, I think he really is a nice guy. I met him once. I thought he was super nice.
he was just a different person in this interview, and I enjoyed it. And he went in depth about writing songs, for Kiss and everything. It was a great
Yeah.
one. I enjoyed that one. I recommend the Gene Simmons interview.
Okay. I think I'm remembering a little bit because didn't you talk about what happened like when they took the makeup off?
Hmm.
Actually, Bob Pittman talked about them too a little bit in the interview,
Oh
didn't
yeah.
they?
Yeah, because when they took the makeup off in '83, MTV was just starting to build up momentum and be successful, and they didn't really put like heavy metal hard rock bands on. So I think like they were like probably the first one, and then next thing you know, Def Leppard and Quiet Riot become huge like right after that.
Yeah.
So like my dad, he was born in '57 and my mom was born in '54, so like we had all these vinyl records from their childhood left over: Beatles, Stones, Beach Boys, Carole King's Tapestry,
Oh yeah.
Foreigner, Rod Stewart. They're huge Rod Stewart fans. The Cars' first album. I mean, there's nothing like that stinky musky smell of vinyl. It's intoxicating. Did you have a lot of vinyl records?
I didn't have a lot, but I had quite a few. I was like into Moody Blues and Fish and Sweetwater. Most people don't know who Sweetwater is. Do you remember that band? They had the
Vaguely.
most beautiful song. It was all like that, and Dave Mason, Traffic, Cream, and then also, of course, um, all the more like James Taylor.
Oh yeah, we
Loved
had
him.
that. Yeah, Sweet Baby James.
I can't even pull it all up now. You're just making me dredge up old memories. I have no warning, Tommy.
I know.
I had a
Well,
whole.
I remember I did send you an episode on Facebook, so I figured that you listened to it. So probably what I
I
was
didn't.
thinking.
I didn't because I'm so busy right now. I got a show coming up the beginning of September in
Mm-hmm.
Tampa called The Experience, and it's like planning a wedding, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a lot. We bring in it's not as huge as some of the really big trade shows, but it's quite involved. There's a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to take time to talk to you. I appreciate you reaching out to me.
Oh, were you into ABBA?
Not so much, but yeah, I love that music. But back in the day, no, more today than then.
Because I was thinking, with
More the hip.
with the freestyle music that Expose did, and like all the club music that came out in the '80s, I think that ABBA kind of started it.
You think?
Kinda.
I think for me, I always thought Shannon did.
Shannon, well, yeah, but influence has to come
For
from somewhere.
this particular genre.
Like
Anyway,
disco.
Yeah.
Like when disco
Well,
started.
disco. I was when I was growing up. The disco for me was like because I was in theater, so I had like gay friends, and they were like I would go to the clubs with them, and the music was completely different. Like Sylvester and Prince, and all the dance music that they played back then was incredible. We used to go just in our dance clothes and dance all night. Just dance, have our dance shoes on, and just go there to just dance because nobody bothered us because we were in a gay club.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It was fun.
yeah. Because like the disco era, what's funny? A lot of the funk bands that got famous in the disco era, I listened to their early stuff. I actually like their early stuff a little bit better than the popular stuff because they were doing these long psychedelic passages that sounded
Yeah.
almost drug influenced, like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Sure.
If you listen
Yes.
to the soundtrack to what's that movie, Sweet Badass Song? If you listen to that soundtrack, oh my God, it's like you're in a psychedelic, high. you
I
know,
don't know.
you know,
Have you experimented with that?
I've tried almost
Only
I've tried almost every drug known to man, and thank God none of them took over my life because they all just gave me the worst hangovers in the world.
good for you. Find out on your own, right?
Yeah, I mean, I gave alcohol many chances before I became hooked on that for a few years, and at least I got to know my limitations with alcohol. Like, okay, I'll never drink that again because that gives me a nasty hangover and it turns me into a bad person. And then this one will just turn me into an annoying, happy drunk, So I got to choose that way.
Luckily, I'm not a addictive person at all, so none of that. I never really want to be that much out of control. I don't like when I see people that are out of control. I got to get away from that as quickly as possible. So it was never a draw for me.
I've been sober 10 years, I'm proud to say, and I'm never going back
Very good. Very good.
because I was a horrible person on that stuff, but I don't regret actually doing it because that period of my life led me to here, and I needed it at the time. I was so bottled up and so just uptight. I needed to let loose for a while and see what the fuss was all about, because I came from a family of alcoholics.
Oh well. Do
Did,
they know you say that?
oh yeah, we're in my family. We're very open. We're a no bullshit kind of a family.
That's great.
Did
I like
you
that.
did you like Leonard Skinner?
I liked him. Wasn't one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I was kind of more spiritual and was into more, like I was into yoga and I was vegetarian, like before it was ever like a thing.
yeah.
And so I was more into like that genre of music.
Mm-hmm.
It was a singer, songwriter. I loved all of those guys.
Were you into like Jackson Brown?
Yes, he was
God,
also very cute.
yeah. Oh my God, he was just this very poetic guy. And he had hits, but he wasn't like a hit maker like Elton John or some of the other singer songwriters. He was just very specific and he could be dark at times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was interesting. His songs were stories.
Yeah, like going back to Carole King's Tapestry. I mean, I think that's the best singer-songwriter album of the '70s.
Yeah. And the whole story about them, there was a documentary about it, I think. Either saw it on YouTube or Prime or one of those. It's like been out for a long time, but it was so interesting how they started and how many songs they wrote that we don't even know about. They would just like give them assignments every day, and they would just pump out songs and get like penance for each one. They wouldn't get any royalties or anything.
Yeah. I know. It's funny. I saw Steven Tyler on Joe Rogan's podcast a few years ago before I stopped watching Joe Rogan. And he said something that makes so much sense. He said the reason why there were no interventions with drug and alcohol use in the rock world back in the '70s was because the gatekeepers, let's say, they wanted them to be under the influence so they could, screw them out of deals by making them sign things without reading the contracts first.
And most of them did too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Gene Simmons didn't have to go through that. He's always been clean and sober, and he's one of the best businessmen out there.
Yeah.
I think he has, I want to say 200 patents on like Kiss products or something like that. He has a lot of them. I mean, that's a good businessman.
Yeah. It is a business, that's what I always said. I mean, I sort of got screwed with the whole expose thing. I never signed a contract because it was so one-sided. It was so terrible. And they would have owned, because I did the look and the hair and the makeup, the costume, the choreography. I was a spokesperson. And they would have owned me for like 12 years. And plus my fiance was the executive producer. So it was a really strange situation when I finally just walked away from the whole deal after we got the album deal and everything.
Yeah.
So it's still an ongoing thing, but it sure makes an interesting story. And we're working on it. It will be some kind of a series someday, not too far away.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, about the expose documentary, because we kind of delved into it last time, and I want to I want to see it. I just think it's an amazing story.
They had such a hard time selling it, like it's just the streaming. It's since COVID, it's like so saturated that they couldn't really get a deal. But I was just told recently that it's going to be out on Tubi.
Nice.
Soon. Yeah. So that's cool. I think they could. It's very interesting, and I like the way they did it. This documentary is just about the song "Point of No Return" and about the players and how it all came about. So it is really interesting, and you hear from all the musicians that were part of it, as well as Louis and Frank. And Frank is just a really, he's just himself. I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but it's just really interesting, like after all these years, that he's still holding on to all these grudges. But
wow.
Yeah, this like he was a good businessman. He was very shrewd, and he screwed a lot of people too. So, you got to be smart. If you're going to be in the music business, you better know business.
You had to have been a David Bowie fan.
Yes.
The best. Oh my God, I could turn on any era of Bowie, and I just love it.
I can't even pull up all the names that I want to tell you because you caught me off guard. But yeah,
I'm a walking encyclopedia, so I could probably tell you the names of people.
Amazing. Do you have all the paraphernalia of all these groups too? Do you save all the memorabilia and all that?
Here and there, yeah. I mean, I got even though I don't have a vinyl record player, I got a couple of vinyl records for sentimental reasons that I bought.
It's so weird, back in the day when I first left Expose, I did some music with some other people that were part of our circle. And because I sort of left abruptly, unexpectedly, and we just finished doing the album Exposure. So most people don't know the whole story, but I left abruptly because of personal things and things that had gone on and things that I felt were not fair and didn't like the way we were being treated and didn't like the deal. And then I was already working on these other records that got released, and they tried to interfere with that and stop anybody from distributing it or giving me a deal. I did get a deal with Atlantic Records.
Yeah.
But then in 2020, during COVID, right after that, like when it was starting to like calm down a little bit, I started getting phone calls from Europe, from Germany and Italy and Amsterdam, that record somehow made its way over there and was sort of an underground, sought after. Like I think people were exchanging the vinyl for like $100 for a 12-inch single. So I re-released it again in vinyl in 2021.
Nice.
So you just never know who's listening, you know? Like I had no idea that was happening.
Vinyl.
And I just did another.
Vinyl.
I got pressed into a 7-inch little vinyl with a picture jacket called True Love that I did with Pasabi Records.
Yeah, vinyl's making a comeback. It has made a comeback.
Yeah, so I have a birthday because of that. Listen to them. Yeah, there's something that some DJs, it's DJ driven, you know, they love that. They love the sound of it, and they like to archive it and save all that stuff. But yeah, they sent me videos of people in Germany in a club dancing and singing my song. I would have had no idea.
Wow.
That was happening if they hadn't reached out to me. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I do not know.
What was your first concert?
My first concert?
Yeah.
I think the first Expose concert we did was at Cayocho.
But you never gone to see anybody like before that?
Oh, the first concert that I went to. Oh, yeah. There used to be a place down here, and I'm going to forget the name, Pirates World. And I went several times to see Chuck Berry.
Oh.
And probably the best concert I've ever been to was Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Oh,
they
love
were
them.
Incredible live. Just incredible. And the crowd.
Love them.
So cool. And everybody was smoking weed and so chill. You know, it wasn't like the concerts. I don't know. I haven't been to a concert in a long time. I really don't like to be in a big crowd like that.
Yeah. I saw the Monkees, as I said. I saw Steppenwolf.
Wow.
I saw Alice Cooper. Oh, my God. He is a showman. That guy will do so many songs, and he'll kill himself at the end of the show, you know. I can't remember how he killed himself in this one. I can't remember if he got shot or hung or electrocuted or something, but it's vaudeville. It's very macabre.
Yeah, nobody appreciates how much it goes into that, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of preparation and rehearsal and timing and people and everything.
He still doing it, you know. He's 77. He's still doing it.
Why not? If you got it and you love it, why not keep doing it, right?
Yeah, and he just reunited with his old band. They just released a new album. I listened to it. It is fantastic, really fantastic.
Oh, it gives me hope, so I can have a comeback too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody is. I mean, we're in the age now where, like, you know, no one's making money off of record sales anymore, so everyone's touring.
Yeah, because there is no money to be made, you know, streaming. Really, it's all in the touring.
I know it's weird. It's really weird. Do you remember your first makeout song?
No. Well, yes, I do. Wait a minute. Oh, man, I can't think of the name of it or even the band. But I do remember. I got nothing.
Mine was Janet Jackson's Love Will Never Do Without You.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I love her too.
Steamy song, yeah. Oh, by the way, you asked me before about about the profile picture. Actually, I was thinking of my Facebook one was with Ted Neely. The one on Instagram is Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger.
Oh, really? That's Freddy Krueger. That's the guy who played Freddy Krueger?
Yep, that's him. I met him in 2018, and that was a photo op at a convention. And he and I talked for like 15 minutes at his signing table. He was great.
Oh, that's nice.
Very nice man. He's getting his star on the Walk of Fame this Halloween.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we have the same birthday, June 6th.
Oh, wow. What are the chances?
I know. I had the same birthday as Robert Englund, and do you remember Dwight Twilley?
Vaguely.
Yeah, he was like a power pop guy from Oklahoma in the 70s. Yeah, I have the same birthday as him, June 6th.
You know, I had a weird thing happen to me this weekend. I had a birthday this weekend, and we have a show coming up. You know, we put a new lineup together with Lewis and I of girls remaking all the music. Point of No Return. We did a ballad version of it. That's really cool. Have you heard it yet?
I haven't heard it yet. I want to, though.
Oh, you gotta hear it. There's a link on our site. It's ohbaby305.com.
Oh yeah, I wanted
and
that.
All the,
oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah.
So when Expose first came out, we were called Exposed, XPOSED.
Yeah.
And so then when Arista signed us, that was with the original group, they changed the name to Expose, which we were fine with that. And so we went back to use the original name of Exposed, but I got like an 8-page cease and desist, right? You probably heard me talking about it.
I remember you telling me, yeah.
Yeah, so we changed the name to Oh Baby from the song, right? Oh Baby, it's from that. So this weekend, the DJ Johnny Quest gave me tickets to go see Lisa and Taylor Dane here in the theater in the All-Renee Theater.
Love those two.
And yeah, it was great. So I went out there and he was doing the opening set in the lobby to get everybody warmed up, and everybody was just the crowd was so great and so happy, and they were all just digging on all the music, all the throwbacks that he was playing. And he did a shout out that I was there, but he didn't really, I think, make it clear. I think they heard Expose, and they weren't sure which version of the group was there. But man, the people just reacted so great. They were so loving, and so just everybody wanted to take a picture. And then just seeing Lisa has a crew on stage. Have you ever seen her live?
I've never seen her live, no, but I've always admired her.
She has, did you see her documentary that just came out?
I didn't know she had a documentary. I'll see it now.
And she plays her own mom in it. I think it's on Lifetime.
Interesting. She plays her own mom.
Yeah. I thought, that's her. That's her. I mean, she looks great. I mean, she was definitely dressed to look like a mom. But in real life, she's really cute and really looks great. And she has 8 dancers and 3 backup singers and a girl DJ, and it was great. It was really fun, and it was packed. It was a big theater. It was just packed with people that love this genre of music, which is so cool and so nice and so fun. And I just love music so much, and I don't think that I think I have the right to do this music, because people are trying to stop me. But we have new music coming out as well, and it's all for the good of everyone, right, Tommy? I mean, if I'm talking about Expose, it's going to promote them too, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you were there in the beginning, And one of the sad things I have learned from doing a podcast the last 8 years is that there's so many people that were there in the beginning and they just got swept under the rug. And so many of them are coming out of the woodwork to do podcasts and stuff. Some of them are extremely bitter and just horrible people that obviously deserve to be swept under the rug. But then there's wonderful people like you that didn't deserve it, and it just breaks my heart when I hear these stories.
I just feel like, why not embrace, I'm glad they have this wonderful career, and they took it to a whole other level. But, the truth is, where did it start? And to not say that we didn't even exist was not really fair.
What's his name? Pete Best from the Beatles. He's doing autograph shows now, and I'm just rolling my eyes, going, "Oh my God!" Now he's jumping on the bandwagon because so many people are jumping on the autograph show bandwagon.
What does that mean, the autograph show? They go out to give autographs and
to charge money for autographs and make their living that way. A lot of actors and non-actors and stuff, they do the convention circuit. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they make pretty good livings. They make anywhere from $5 to $20,000 a weekend signing autographs for money.
Sign me up. I heard your music, and I just love, the lineup that we have now. We have this girl, Karina Ballerina. Her real name is Karina Fernandez, but she has a tag, and I love it. So I always call her Karina Ballerina because she is a dancer, and
Hmm.
she has the most beautiful voice. She's in her late 20s. She's our millennial. So we have three generations of women.
Yeah.
And then this girl, Rena Miranda, I went on tour with Ricardo Montaner in 2009, and we went all over Argentina. And that's where I met her. She was like our vocal lead in that show. We had 5 singers, and I always wanted to do a big concert like that, a big tour. And so she's more of like a rock singer. So it's really going to be interesting, and we're doing some of the really old stuff that we did. We're doing remakes. We're just redoing "Come Go With Me," and it's so good because Lewis is so good. It's
Hmm.
better than the originals, I think, in some cases, just because of the quality and the upgrade, of the equipment that he has as far as the acoustics, the what's the word I'm looking for? Tommy, help me. Like the bass and the
Yeah.
drums and all the sounds. It's just produced so well. Sounds really good.
The
It's
the
really, it's
the,
yeah.
the acoustics. Yeah. That's the only word I could think of.
And we've added so much stuff, and it's so much fun to go in the studio. I go, Louis, don't forget all the air stuff we used to do, and all the little background stuff, and the whisper tracks we used to do, and all that. So it's really been fun working with him
That's so
again. And
that's so awesome. So we gotta play my secret silly game. I wanted to play this with you last time, but my phone was about to die the last time we talked.
okay,
So this is a series of silly slumber party questions. It's no win or lose, it's just pure fun. And how the game works is I ask you the question, you answer it, and then you ask me that exact same question and I answer it. And feel free to comment on the answers because they might be funny.
oh, I hope so. Okay, go.
Okay. Laurie, are you ticklish?
Very. And I will defend somebody and help somebody if somebody's doing a tickle torture. I have 4 other siblings, and we used to tickle torture each other all the time, and I absolutely hate it because it is torture. And Tommy, are you ticklish?
Oh, yes. I like being tickled with warning, but without warning, I might do something like hit you in the groin by accident.
Right. No, I would never tickle somebody like for torture. No, I hate it.
Is your belly button an innie or an outie?
And any. So funny. I had a famous belly button. What about you?
I also have an innie, and I haven't seen yours. I should go look for a picture of it.
Well, we always had our tummies out in
Hmm.
expose. We always, and I try to tell that to somebody because we were really sexy and flirty, but it wasn't sexual. But we
Right.
always wore like a jacket and gloves, and sometimes we even had hats on. And then we would just, when we got to do exposed to love, we'd say, it's just so hot in here. We'd take something off, very burlesque, right? But
Right.
very innocent at the time. But the crowd loved it.
It was the style then. It was provocative.
It was just teasing. It was just fun.
What color are your toenails painted?
White.
Nice.
And you?
They are clear, and when you see them in the sunlight, you can see rainbows.
No way. So you go and get pedicures?
I don't get them done professionally anymore. I do them myself.
Oh, that's good. I always think if
Hmm.
you're a guy and you have never had a pedicure, you should invest and have a pedicure.
I agree.
You The girls will love it, and you will too, because it's great. And when you think about it, I'm gonna give you a little science behind it.
Hmm.
Your feet, hands are the furthest away from your heart
Right.
and your brain. So it's really good to stimulate them often to keep the blood flow going all the way to your extremities. Okay.
What would you say is your best personality trait?
Um, that I'm very empathetic.
Yes.
I go by the golden rule. I would always treat somebody the way they treat me. I treat people the way I would want to be treated. I think that's
Yes.
really important because you just don't know what people are going through.
Right.
And you?
I'm
Same, right?
I'm also empathetic, yes, and I also have no filter.
I like that.
Oh, and let's see. What's your guilty pleasure?
Food. I love to cook. I'm vegan. I'm plant-based. I have been for years.
Hmm.
And I love creating. So I love to cook for people. I love to feed them healthy, beautiful, colorful food.
Love it.
I like, my mom is Italian. My
Oh,
mom's
my
maiden name
mom
was
is too.
my mom's maiden name was Dolores Clorinda Ricciuti. And
Hmm.
my dad is Russian, Jewish. His name was Selig Jacobs Miller. So I get the best of both worlds. I get that Mediterranean, the Italian. My grandmother was a great cook, my mom too, and my dad. So I got all that background in the kitchen with them. They always used the best stuff. And my Italian grandmother, she taught me a lot.
Yeah,
They make pasta, they make their own bread,
oh yeah.
they do everything.
My mom's Italian, my dad's Croatian and Irish. It's a
Close. Same
interesting,
thing.
diverse. Yeah, it's an interesting, diverse thing. And my nana made the best pasta, and she was a good cook in general. She used to make me homemade French fries when I came home from school when I was a kid.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yes, for me, it's watching a raunchy sex comedy movie and eating pizza. That's my guilty pleasure.
Do you drink beer with it or soda?
I drink bubbly now. It's sparkling water. With fruit
Yes.
flavors. I don't drink
Yes.
soda anymore, and I don't drink beer anymore. So,
That's, that's good. Well, that's cute.
and then my favorite question: is there a stinky smell that just makes you gag?
Yeah. I hate the smell of dirty hair, and I'm probably guilty of it right now. I'm gonna go home and wash my. Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, for me, it's either farts or feet.
Feet are pretty bad, just depending. But if somebody has really stinky feet, there's something else wrong there. So you gotta feel bad for them because they're probably not well.
Oh yeah, especially if they're doing a drug like crack or something. We had some crackheads hanging around when I was a kid, so I learned pretty
Oh,
quickly. That's how
Tommy, you're hilarious.
that's how dark my background is. I'll tell you.
Wow. Well, that makes you even more empathetic because the more experiences you have, the more you know about people and things, the more, you can understand that there's always a story behind it. People just aren't born like that.
Absolutely. So tell me again the upcoming shows. When are they?
So we have quite a few coming up, but the most recent one is August 22nd up at Blue Dog in Boca Raton with DJ Johnny Quest is bringing up. And it's the first time we'll be performing Come Go With Me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cool because, my vocals are all over that album. The Come Go With Me. I'm already on the track, so we just got to go over it. We kind of split it up a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
We have a cool down in the middle of it that was never done. So it's super fun to redo these songs and to, put it, still keep it like true to the original, but
Right.
bring it up to today's standard as far as the technology behind it.
That's fabulous. Well, I hope the shows go super fantastic, and I thank you so much for coming back on today, Laurie, and nerding out with me. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Tommy. All the best to you. Keep on keeping on, just keep doing what you do.
Yes.
You bring a lot of joy to people.
And I hope it wasn't too stressful with the not remembering and everything. I hope you had a good time.
No, I did, and thank you. I love talking to you. You've been great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We'll talk again, and have a great night over there.
Thank you. You too. Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Laurie Miller, ain't she a sweetheart? Oh my God, she is such a gem. I love talking with Laurie. She is just a fabulous human being, and I'm so glad that we could talk again. And go to her website, www.lauriemiller.com, and check out, the show dates, DJ Martinee and Oh Baby, and have some fun. I hope she does a show in California sometime. I would love to go see her perform and give her a great big hug because I'm a hugger, and she strikes me as a hugger too, and I would love to meet her in person. Well, until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes.